Okay. I can't do that. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am so excited that you decided to come in and join us on the Conversation Podcast today. I am so happy that I have my co-host, my friend, Miss
Feicia Wood.
Felicia Woods. As y'all already know, my name is Darnell Tate. I am that dude. You hear me? I said it because I want to smile.
You have to address the elephant in the room.
Most definitely.
I got to smile.
See, what happened was she got a tooth pulled and it's numb through there. And so she can't feel nothing on that side. It just get the tingling, whatever side is on.
No, just to tell the truth, I got Bell's palsy right now. So right now, the left side of my face is paralyzed right now. So hey, but guess what? The show must go on.
The show must go
You
on.
gotta smile through it all, regardless of what comes your way.
Most definitely. The weird part about it, I'm not gonna say weird. You just don't know how much doing certain things keeps you moving.
Yeah.
And so I had talked to her when she had mentioned that she had Bell palsy. Now, we had a come to Jesus meeting.
We did.
Yeah, we had come to Jesus meeting, and me, her, and another friend, and we talked about the situation. But getting back to what I was going to say is that I was like, we come up here every Monday, or try to. Sometimes ladies been Tuesday because situations have been happening beyond our control. But nevertheless, we still do what we do.
Right.
And she wanted to make sure that we continue to do what we do every week. And so the thing what she said was, I'm like, look, if you want to take a break, that's fine. Focus on yourself. Do what you got to do to make yourself healthy. And she's like, no, I'm gonna go on just like this. And the podcast is my therapy. And so I'm gonna use this opportunity to be who I am, and that's transparent. So that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. So besides the Bell palsy situation, Felicia, what's been going on in your world?
You know what? In spite of everything, I still feel blessed.
Ah, that's good.
I still feel blessed because life still goes on. You still have to keep pushing. I'll just say that, our bodies feel like a car. That check engine light come on sometimes.
It does.
Or that oil, light come on sometimes, and you got a choice. You got a choice. Either you can take me, like, oh, let me go and handle this before some major take place. And
look, that's why I get trying to get comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable. But so basically, you have warnings.
We do.
You do.
We do.
This is my second time having Bell's palsy.
So we decided to take this opportunity to talk about, taking care of yourself.
Right.
So our topic for tonight is for thyself. Take care of you. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, and having an honest conversation about our health, and about taking care of. We're not getting much
younger.
Yeah. So things we used to be able to bounce back from is taking a longer time to bounce back from it. Even though in our mind, I'm not going to lie, in my mind, sometimes I forget that I am an older person because I still move about somewhat similar, but I have noticed some slight differences. Like a lot of times when I have things to do on my job, I used to be able to lay down for 2 hours and immediately wake up, and start my day and be fine until later on in the day. I can't do that no more. No. But part of it is because I have other things that's on my plate as well that I didn't have before, which kind of shapes the way my life feels at this moment.
Right.
So when you pull it in like 20 different directions, you can't just lay down for a second, wake back up 2 seconds later and be rejuvenated. It takes time now for my body. I don't know about yours. Really kind of whatever. Like, I ain't gonna lie. We just moved, and it took us a week. It took us 9 days to really get everything out.
I believe it.
So I had to continue to work, pack, and some moments unpack. And I had some help, Like I said, I did it by myself.
Right.
But there were some moments where I were by myself. And so trying to do all of that, it was literally did something on then the other things that I'm attached to, I was still trying my best. But there's a couple of things that fell through the crack.
I understand.
Yeah. But in saying that, like, we're getting older.
Yeah.
And even though like there's a conversation that most of us don't like to have, but it's a reality
It
that,
is.
anybody who's born from the day they come out of their mother's womb, that's when the clock starts ticking for
It
them.
does.
Yeah. So they get older second by second, day by day, moment by
Yeah.
moment. And so we fussed at Felicia, me and our other friend,
Sonia.
We let her have it. And Felicia was sharing some things with me. And I was like, look, I said, I didn't say her. I said, we have to do better with our lives.
Yeah.
And you and I already have been in conversation kind of privately because I've been telling her this is way before RJ was even born. So some of these habits started way back when.
Yeah.
But it was kind of fun, because we worked a lot. After we left work, we went to the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't worry about sleep. I mean, you made it happen.
Yeah, you made it happen.
You made it happen, and you felt like it didn't affect you.
Yeah.
Well, physically at the time, it didn't appear that it did. But it's different now.
But it really is. So, like, but I told her because we had a conversation privately, and I was like, look, you're gonna have to learn how to take some time off. Now, for those of you who know me, I know some of y'all been telling me the same thing.
Yeah.
That I need to do the same thing. Which is true. And sometimes we look at our life situation and kind of be like, well, I got this, I got to handle that. And those things become more important than yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the conversation, me and Sonia had with Felicia. And I had a conversation with her before. So Felicia, before we started recording, you had called me earlier and you telling me some things that came across your mind. Let's share with the people, like, what was going through your mind just a couple hours ago?
I was just thinking about how we sit here and we just keep going and going and going. You go to work so many days not feeling your best, and we both were guilty of that.
Yeah.
And like leading up to this, I'm getting emotional a little bit.
It's all right.
Okay.
Just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about last year because that's the first time that I experienced Bell's palsy. Well, I was coming back to work after being off for 2 months from having surgery, having my hysterectomy. I remember I came back on February 3rd, 2025. I was not feeling my best when I came back, but I wasn't even thinking about my health. All I was thinking about, bills. My child. I got to pay these bills. I don't want to fall behind on my bills, because if I fall behind on my bills, it's going to stress me out. I could have stayed off a little bit longer, and my doctor was willing to let me stay off longer, but I'm trying to get back to work. Came back to work February 3rd. That was on a Monday. On the 5th, I started having pains I started having this headache that would not go away. The back of my ear started hurting, started having pains in the back of my ear, and my inner ear started aching. Started having some tingling going on, but I'll pop a Tylenol, just trying to get through it. The 6th, same thing. The 7th, which was on a Friday, I started feeling weird, and I was actually in the line at school waiting on RJ to get out of school, and my face just felt like it was pulling, and my mouth just felt weird, and I looked in the mirror and I smiled, and it was just crooked, just felt like it was pulling, and again, at this point, I'm thinking about I already have accumulated these doctor bills. I've been in and out the ER. I don't want to have to add on. And it's very selfish and ignorant on my behalf to even think along those lines when I should have been thinking about I got this child that I got to be here for. I picked him up. I even went to work that day. I called you.
You did.
I called you telling you what was going on. Because I think I had tried to eat me a bite and I couldn't even eat my food right. I knew something was going on. My body was getting weak on one side. My left side, actually, I went to work, face twisted up. I had looked up because, we get to Googling. And I had seen Bell's palsy. I'm like, well, maybe that's probably what it is. But, when I started feeling weak on the left side, I'm like, oh, God, I'm having a stroke.
Let's pause. Okay, so you called me and you was telling me the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, look, I said, it could be Bell palsy, but it also could be a stroke. I said, what I need you to do, call into work and tell me you can't make it. And I was like, I said, I don't want to lose my friend over something that she could have gotten saved from.
Yeah.
And your response was, I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Because something had happened with your short-term or long-term disability.
I mean, like I said, it ain't like it was just that much. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to get back to work.
Yeah, so you think about the bills that had accumulated because of the lack of money that was flowing at that particular time. And I said, look, I need you to, go to the ER. Like, you said, I will be all right. I'm gonna do this, do that. I'm like, God, you so stubborn.
Very stubborn.
Like, and so, and I don't know if we got off the phone or you said you'll call me back. However it went, you called me back because I was about to call you back, see where you was at.
Yeah.
And then that's when you told me you was at the hospital.
Yeah.
You had left work.
Yeah.
And I was pissed because I was like, you should have never went to work anyway.
Yeah.
I've seen too many people put jobs first. And I understand like bills happen and stuff like that. But like, I have worked with you before. I'm not saying because you're my friend.
Yeah.
But you take whatever you do seriously.
Yeah.
And you respect everyone else. You're like, I won't leave nobody else hanging. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I know some people may not think that you think like that, but you actually think that way.
Like that.
You think about like, even when you do certain things on shift, you think about, well, what about the next person? Right. I don't want them to be overworked because of something that I did. And I told you in that instant, I said, look, if you die, they may send your family a card. They may give you flowers. And I'm like, and again, they may not do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're going to have your position replaced probably in the next month or so.
True.
And, I'm like, go take care of yourself. So you went to work. I didn't know you went to work. I got a phone call saying you was at the hospital and that you did leave work. I was so hot. So, I care about you as my friend.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So continue. I'm sorry. I just had to put it in there.
But, I'm just saying, I went through it the first time and I cried like I did this time around. But, after I got to crying out, you got to crack your jokes. That was very scary for me because of the fact of never experiencing it. Didn't know how long my face was going to stay the way it was. You having to adjust your life. Because even then, I took off one day and went back to work. What happened? You have to adjust, you know what I'm saying? You got to take your eye closed when you're ready to go to sleep. I'm having to use a straw. You look like you about to laugh. I'm
only laughing not because of the situation. I'm only laughing because before the show got started, see, Felicia's a jokester. Like she's
a type of tonight. It ain't over with.
She make light of any situation. She can be really like upset about a whole lot of stuff, and she gonna say what she gonna say, and she gonna go to 10. But after she hit 10, she gonna bring it back down and make joke about it. Even if she's gonna talk about herself.
I don't think.
But what it was, she was drinking some water, And she was like, well, you see how I have to hold the straw in my mouth just to drink.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Sideways, just like that.
So, so he talking about it, and it just when she. That's why I started laughing. I want to laugh at the situation, y'all. I want y'all to think that'll be a hard.
My child, he said when I had it last year, we had went to his doctor's appointment, and it's like okay, so I, it's still considered the winter time during that time frame. I had my hat on and my hoodie, whatever, and we was at his doctor's appointment, and he said, "Mom," he said, "Close your eyes." Well, I closed my eyes, and this left eye, it wouldn't stay closed or nothing. It was kind of cracked partially. That's why I have to tape it down to take a nap or to go to sleep. And he said, "You look just like Fetty Wap, Mom." So I did it side by side. I said, "Darn, we look related." But every morning that I would take him to school, every time we would get in the car or truck, whatever, I look over and smile like like a cricket ass smile.
I just been cracking jokes.
He has.
I'm like, oh my Lord. I wish I can repeat some of the stuff. It's not bad, but he's just been cracking jokes, and
he's been laughing. Well, I mean, because the thing is, when I say laughter is the best medicine, laughter is the best medicine. Because, like I said, anything that I've gone through in my life, yes, I'm gonna cry. Get sick. I'm a human, and when we had done a previous show, and I was, we said no weapons formed against you shall prosper, and things of that nature. We sit there and, like I said, I believe in the Lord, and I know it's nobody but Him that's gonna get me through even this right here. However, I'm still a human, and yes, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be upset about certain things because stress is what led to this. And how do you up here, what I'm saying, alleviate stress? Hey, y'all could up here send out, what I'm saying, and some comments. What y'all do. I know I have to get under control, just like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize how stressed you are because if you live life long enough, you so used to handling situations in your own way.
Let me tell you something. I found it out since you said that because we're having a conversation with one of my friends, and he had like a real serious conversation. Like he literally cussed me out, to be honest. So he was like, "You need to slow down."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know I do. And I keep telling myself I'm gonna slow down, I'm pushing things off my plate, which I do have plans for that. And he was telling me about one of his friends who was doing just as much as I was doing, and then he died.
Yeah.
And it was, stress related. And so, like, I don't know, I've been doing some like deep soul searching, and I'm not saying this is your case, but I know this is my case. Sometimes I overwhelm myself, so I won't have to be focused on
one particular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so much like it currently is going on in my life. Like, and so I like to do things that keep me busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So and I'm like, I'm trying to decompress.
Yeah.
Trying to pull some things away. But what happens is, and this is my truth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What happens is sometimes the thought of being needed makes you feel good.
It does.
Because it's pulling you away from all the bad stuff that's going on.
Right.
So it kind of makes you feel happy that you're not focusing on, everything else that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I am my mother caretaker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that can be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who knows who does
been there, done that
caretaking work, it can be a lot. It's a lot for many different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily everything is bad.
No.
There's a lot because when you are a child, no matter how grown you get, you are forever your parent child.
Yeah.
And to see them in certain positions, certain light, it messes with your mental.
It does.
Because you're growing up seeing your mother and your father, the pillar of health, they are getting around, they're helping you out. you remember when they was tying your shoes. I don't know if you have that memory or not,
Yeah.
but I have that memory of my mom tying my shoes or my father tying my shoes, helping me put on my pants, buttoning my pants, and make sure my shirt was straight and things like that. Um, you know, those things. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you dealing with your own life situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like I talk about. I think I mentioned before about me being diabetic on here before. If I haven't, y'all know it now.
Yeah.
Me need to lose weight. How I became this size. Actually, I was bigger than what I was.
You lost weight, but
Yeah,
me and you both need to
yeah.
take it seriously because
Very much so.
I need to get
But
this weight off of me.
all this tie into it because I always talk about my triggers, the things I go to. Like so when I'm stressed out. I have two things I go to. For me, staying busy is one. Eating is another. Sex is another. You know what I'm saying? So here I am, like it's one thing I go to the most.
Mm-hmm.
And food is my
Yeah.
my go-to thing. It makes me feel good. You feel what I'm saying?
Like your emotional support.
Emotional support, yeah. So and also staying busy. Also, I'm realizing I'm just now catching this people that staying busy has now become my new emotional support.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about one time my bishop said something to me. He's like, no, he was like, don't worry about it. He said, I can, I said, no, Bishop, I got it because this helps my mental.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I was confessing something out of my mouth that at the time I didn't think nothing about it until months later. That now I'm realizing that I was using busy work to keep my mind off of all the, I'm gonna call it what it is, the hell that I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
So um, keep my mind off. When I had a roommate, my house got disarrayed.
Yeah.
Furniture lost.
Yeah.
House completely messed up. Then on top of that, you lie on me to make yourself look like that you was the victim.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to keep myself busy. So I want to worry about hearing what I was hearing. Every once in a while, it was repeated to me.
Yeah.
Or people that I have helped out that can't help me because they just want to be selfish.
Yeah.
And not that I always do stuff for people and look for things in return, but it just is what it is.
Oh yeah.
When they like, man, I fed you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I helped you out and I didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Owing me almost $500 and you act like you don't want to pay it.
Yeah.
Like things like that. Here I am. I'm financially struggling but I make things look so well. But the whole time I'm like, how can I pull this? I'm robbing Peter, pay Paul.
Yeah.
This is behind. I got to call these folks to catch it up too much. Maybe I'm talking too much, but
no, you feel like you could just scream.
Yeah.
Because I would be lying to you if I told you I haven't been having the moments. Because it's like, I know without going into detail, I guess it's been some stuff going on with me from 2025 that came on in 2026.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you feel like you were under attack.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're under attack and you sometimes you even feel like throwing in a towel. We're going to keep it 100. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel like that. And again, all this is contributing to your health.
It is.
It contribute to your health and it's weighing in on you. And I mean, yes, I've been praying to the Lord and I'm going to continue to do that, because like I said, you live life long enough. You're going to go through some storms, some worse than others, but you're going to weather this storm through the God's grace.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Felicia? Yeah. I got to be honest about this. Some storms I brought on myself.
Yeah.
Like, case in point, when my blood sugar had spiked up so high, it's because I wasn't taking my medicine properly.
Yeah.
Or I was so concerned about everything else going around with that I was not going to the doctor as I should. And as we all know, that most Black men do not take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like, man, we keep it trucking. I'll be all right. I got this headache and it's pounding from here to here. I'll be all right. Signs your body is giving you, like, look, you about to croak out of here.
Exactly.
Heart skipping beats. I'm talking about skipping.
Yeah.
Like skipping and skipping.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. So like even with that, I remember after you get to talking, I wish sometimes, older people have transparent conversations about their, what maybe they didn't know better. I'm gonna say that much because I know my family, we're super spiritual. God knows we are. So anytime something goes on, ain't nothing but the devil
Yeah, but he
trying to take my heart. No,
ain't always the devil.
genetically,
Yeah, yeah,
that you like
yeah,
I like when my grandfather passed away and he got to talking because I never knew how my biological father's mother died. No one never really talked about it. But on his deathbed, he started having real conversations about how my grandmother passed away.
mm,
So come find out she battled with diabetes, come find out she battled with heart conditions.
yeah,
Then come find out that my granddaddy had heart conditions.
yeah.
Thank God he lived to, he was almost 90 because he was like 85, 86,
It's a
87, somewhere
blessing.
around there.
Yeah,
Then on my mom's side of the family, my mom battled congestive heart failure.
yeah,
Other people, my other family deal with that same issue as
yeah,
well. Um, Knowing your history can change
yeah,
how you move about,
yeah.
you know. And I'm at a stage now, when you had this conversation, that we got more days behind us than ahead of us. We don't
Yes,
know
we
what
do.
tomorrow holds.
No, we don't.
So take control of our lives is really important to us at this point.
Yeah,
Like taking our medications, Felicia.
I know because yeah. I mean, I was guilty of that because I think I had went some months without even taking my blood pressure pill. Um, and then, like I said, having a hysterectomy, it sent me straight into menopause, and you knew the basic about hot flashes and things of that nature stuff, but other things started coming about health wise with me. My hands are numb damn near every day.
So wait a minute. So is that a blood circulation issue or that's a
I had
nerve
talked
condition?
to a coworker of mine, and because this has been going on a year. It 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 started up, I think, April 2025. I was like, what's going on? Now I got carpal tunnel, whatever, hands all numb, and like I said, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, whether I'm driving, whether I'm writing, typing, whatever. This is what it is. It's my new norm. Weight gain, I don't be pigging out like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I be come home every night, ooh, having a late snack and stuff. That's not the case. And I had read an article, somebody had mentioned it on Facebook. They was like that some people don't talk about, we don't talk about that much about menopause and weight gain, because like it was a lady on there saying how she started working while walking and trying to work out, and she was like, so she gained more weight, and I guess it depends on genetics and stuff. I know my grandmother, she had a hysterectomy in her 40s, Grandma Doris, and when I look back over her life, I know her weight fluctuated, and just my grandmother, my great grandmothers, and stuff. And you don't think about stuff till you go through it sometimes. And
Hmm.
it make you question, just like the Bell's palsy. I had seen something where it said it could be genetics. They still trying to figure out just exactly what caused, but they stress, you
It's the
know,
main contributor.
stress is contribute because that sets everything else off in your body, your nerves and stuff or whatever. And I had ran across a picture of my granddaddy Rob, and his mouth was twisted. I did a side by side of us on that. I was like, you know what? He probably had that because again, he stayed working. Granddaddy would work in a factory, get off work, go cut yards, just stay going and going and going and pushing himself. And I think it's so many of us, like I said, we tend to keep going and going and going and not paying attention to our bodies until it actually happened. Or you may realize that on down line when you go to the doctor, they be like, well, you done had some strokes, some mini strokes. And so my great grandmother was having many strokes. She was falling out. We didn't find out at the things she didn't want nobody to know. She didn't want nobody to know that she was up here falling out in the floor. And I remember coming home from school, finding her in the floor and trying to get her up before anybody could come because, she was concerned oh may have to go to the nursing home, didn't want to go. I didn't want her to go, and you found that's what was going on. And when I went to the doctor here recently, she asked me, was there a history of family members that had strokes? And I'm like, yes, you know and like I said, it is scary because it's like, okay, even going through this, what scares me is okay. So it's the big one coming. I'm gonna end up having a massive stroke because stress ain't gonna stop. Life is still going, and it's all about, you know what I'm saying, how, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna control this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find a way to try to control your stress levels and stuff. And I've been told I have I don't give a F attitude. I think I need to really not have one. I mean, seriously.
I'm gonna say this, like, as a friend, what I've discovered about you that's kind of different from me is you let things tend to get next to you quicker.
I do.
Yeah. For me, it builds up.
You always have been. That's with our personalities.
Yeah.
You have always been that laid back individual. I had considered myself to be laid back, but the older I get, it really doesn't take much to get under my skin or upset me.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and you're right. Now, when we was younger, it was like when you exploded, it was like, oh, Kiki, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, we just, whatever. But the older you get, and I'm like, look, you at 10 over this.
Yeah. It doesn't take much.
It doesn't, and that can send your blood pressure like skyrocketing.
Yeah, they kept checking my blood pressure when I went to the doctor.
And you probably was mad then. Mad because you feeling the way it is.
Look, I'm like, no, because when it happened this second time, which I guess the good thing about me is the first time, I wasn't as scared as I was the first time because of not knowing. But it's like, I can't speak for anybody else. If by chance it happens again, then I'll say, well, obviously I'm having warning signs, because for me, again, this time around, same thing, head started hurting. Everything happened 2 days before my face got paralyzed.
You did one of my moments.
Well, with me, my mouth being twisted.
I was cracking jokes, that's all.
Yeah, no, but for real though, it's like, what happened? Head started hurting. My eye was burning. Oh, vision blurry, because
you know what?
It mimics symptoms of a stroke.
Before, a couple of days before, you had called me, and you was really, because you used to be on the phone, Shannon, be like, Don, I'm gonna call you back. My head is hurting. I'm hurting behind my ear.
Yep.
I've been popped something you said, and I just hollered you later. I said, cool, didn't think nothing of it. At that moment, you was already frustrated about something that happened at the job. So I thought maybe you just kind of got overwhelmed and what have you. And then 2 days later, you was like, I think that I'm having this issue again. And you went to the doctor to come find out, because we was on phone off and on that morning stuff, that it was what it was. And things like that. But it's funny because we don't pay attention to the warning signs that our body gives us.
Yeah. Because I believe those, I can say for me, okay, so if that ear get to aching and head get to hurting and eye, because it was right, and my mouth is dry. That was something that was real different. My mouth has been very dry, and I mean, don't get wrong, being on blood pressure medications and diuretics, yes, I deal with the dry mouth thing, but this has been on a whole nother level, because like I had talked to Sonya, and this time has been slightly different, because I ain't gonna lie, Barbie was one, darn, is it? Is it a stroke? You know what I'm saying? Because stuff like heart attack, stroke, it affects everybody differently.
Yeah.
And it's like the way my mouth was, trying to talk to her that morning, and it's been different. It's been very uncomfortable for me, Yeah,
I can imagine. It's two of y'all outside of my family that I'm extremely close to. And it's just because, not that I'm not close to other people that God has blessed me with, but because like we've been cool since we was, teenagers.
Yeah.
And you two have become my brothers and my sisters, over the length of time, 30 plus years of relationship.
Yeah.
And, I think about like, man, what do I do without these two people? Y'all has been my consistent since day one. Have we argued? Yeah. We probably gonna argue tomorrow.
Hey,
we probably gonna get the fuss about something tomorrow. Well, we disagree with that. This is what I think. This is what I feel. That's fine. That's part of the relationship. But like, what got me was like, the conversation I had with you, and I'm gonna share it with the public. Is this what I said to you? I said, Felicia, I said, you have to think that you're not living for yourself? I said, you have a son.
My mother said the same thing. So y'all all say it, but go ahead.
So, since you have a child that you have to be responsible for, when you come down to your health, you can't just live for yourself now. And then I tie myself in. I said, baby, at the end of the day, I need you.
Yeah. You made me cry.
Yeah.
I cried because I was driving. I had just left the doctor's office when we had that conversation, and I started crying on the phone.
Yeah.
But then, we had to crack a joke.
Yeah.
Because that'd be too much like, right? Because when I looked in my mirror, the cry didn't look. I said, my tears coming out crooked.
And I told her, I said, you need to stop crying because I got time to get a call from the police department. You've been an accident.
I said, Lord, I said, I hope and pray that this ain't problem because being a casket, mouth all crooked up.
That's what we do best.
I know, my Lord Jesus, honey. She used to love sweat because I had told her, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a picture of me, and I saw my story on Facebook. I'm gonna bump Kirk Franklin. I smiled.
But real talk, like
you do have
I gotta do better too.
Yeah,
I do. Just be honest about it. Like I have to do better.
Mm-hmm.
I think about I have a grandson now.
Yeah,
and that little Negro have lit a fire in my heart.
yeah.
And I was talking to my daughter. I said, "Look," I said, it should have been away with her, but I have a different viewpoint. I have matured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I want to be able to go if he's playing football or basketball, be able to go to his games without having a walker or a cane, or I can't go because my back is hurting. He wants to go outside and play. I want to be able to play with my grandson, but I feel like, oh, grandfather tired. Let me go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the desire to lose weight have really increased because I want to be more healthier for that little man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him grow up. If I don't have anything that's terminal that I can't control, then I want to take what I can control and run with it so I can be there for him. So it really have stirred up a fire within me because I want him to say my papa was there.
Yeah.
Not to get to come visit me while I'm sitting in a recliner because I barely can move.
Yeah.
No, I do not want that for him.
Yeah. I feel you because I'm like, I'm not rushing anything, but I want to be here to meet my grandchildren, my future grandchildren. I want to be here for those major milestones. My baby's going to be graduating from 8th grade, going to 9th grade, going to high school here in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? May 19th. I want to be here for that. But I also want to be here when he graduates from high school and in college. I want to see him step into the career that he's going to enjoy being in. I want to be here to see him get married. I want to be here to see him become a father. I want to be here to see him succeed,
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to lie, this stuff, it scares you. It scares you because I was talking to Mom. I'm like, darn, I guess I need to get my stuff together because this stuff is happening to me back to back. You never know because one day you find you're doing all right, and then the next day things have changed because I'm going to say this, even leading up to I was telling my leg hurting. I was doing knee swelling up, leg. It was just tight. And my mom's like, I hope you don't have a blood clot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she put a thought in your head.
She's scared, but she said, it ain't woman, dog, because you Googling stuff real. You just get scared.
Look, you probably be a doctor tomorrow morning, aren't you? Can you x-ray my legs?
But I went to the doctor because I was over here telling everything. I was like, man, when my knee was swollen, my leg or whatever, can hardly get around. Because when I had taken her to the doctor's office, I had taken my mom to the doctor. She done made it into the building and everything. I ain't even got close. Because that's how slow I was moving. Because like I said, it said swollen up and everything. Scared me then. And I saw people on walkers and walkers. I'm like, shit, I need it. For real, I had thought about it.
Baby.
Look, I told you, so I'm going to call your granddaddy up and ask, can I borrow his walk?
Look, put me in a wheelchair. I'm not doing a walker. I need. Look, I'm doing like this.
Look, we went to walk. I said, "Shit, you may have to push me around a bit." I mean, it was rough. I mean, that lasted for almost a week within itself, and I'm like, Lord, I said, man, I just feel like I'm breaking down.
Look, I know how to feel. Remember, I had surgery on my back, right?
Yeah.
And thank God it wasn't what they thought it was. All glory to God.
Thank you, Jesus.
But I know how it feels to be semi-handicapped.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't turn my neck, so I turned around, I had to turn my whole body around.
I had some oversymmetry.
And I couldn't turn around quick either. I had to turn around slow.
I almost flipped you off, boy. Had to catch myself, Jesus. Can't edit that out.
Look, I had to turn around slow. And then one time I sat in the recliner. I had bought off a line.
Yeah.
And my cousin picked it up and everything and brought it to my house. And so, I couldn't, like, I was trying to take my time sitting down in the recliner. And somehow or another I fell in the recliner. The recliner fell backwards. So I'm laying upside down.
Oh, Jesus.
And I said to myself, my big butterball turkey looks so I couldn't just move quickly to get myself out over. I had to slowly roll on my knees.
Yeah.
My knees get up. And I had to crawl to the coffee table.
You should wait on up.
So I end up, all by myself. Nobody was there with me. I end up, I don't know who I called. They called Tawana, called Jonisha, and I've get phone calls back to back. Somebody sit myself down somewhere. Do need to come over?
That's what got you in trouble in the first place. Sit down.
Right. So Jonisha was like, "Do I need to come over there and stay with you?" I'm like, "I'm fine. You ain't got to come over and stay." I said,
"Yeah."
I used to never recline no more.
I know you didn't.
But the one was like, "You could have broke your neck even more."
You like, against the wall.
But you know how my living room was set.
Yeah,
it was the couch, love seat, and my recliner was right here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it was funny. It's funny now, but one like
it wasn't funny then, was it?
No. I was like,
you had to come to Jesus moment, didn't you?
Lord, I'm by myself. I'm like, Lord, my dude said if I die, I'll be dying by myself. It's one of those things, man. But truth be told, man, we gotta do better.
We do.
But if you got any ideas on how to, like Felicia said, how to de-stress, healthier eating habits, medicines outside of prescribed medication. I know we got some herbalists that's probably listening to us, that for a fact that it could really help out with our situation, how to de-stress and how to curb appetites. If you have any discipline type of information, meaning, when we want to do certain things that kind of bring, give us a little leeway out of that, such as when I get stressed out, I want to eat.
Yeah, well, clearly they ain't going on over here, but that other, but
that's the only thing really is going on my end right there.
I told you when my leg was, I said, hell, I couldn't be. We was talking about sex. I was like, hell, that's not a priority. I said, because I can't do nothing right now. So that's not at the top of the list right now.
Imagine we talk about that. Now, whoever thought that would run through our minds now?
Exactly.
Because remember, just a couple years, I've been doing this till I'm about 85 years old, and I'm man, pain hit your body now. You're like, I ain't finna do nothing. I'm finna go sleep.
No, shoot, because like I said, I don't know how long this is gonna last. So this well, we were like, hey, let's go and address it now. Because they were like, okay, what's going on? Because I feel like Bobby Brown, the mouth was all twisted up.
Yeah, your relationship now. Somebody, can we just hold hands tonight?
That's all you can do. See, I think that's why people right now start wanting to settle down and get close to the Lord right now and stuff, because everybody needs somebody sometimes.
I'm gonna talk about that just for a quick second, and this ain't got nothing to do for thyself. Take care of you. But what I will say, that's one reason why that now when people try to talk to me, that I do not want to talk to them. Because I feel like that you don't allow yourself to go through all the ringers, and that you are completely worn out from the rooter to the tutor, and now you want to settle down. You would not have chosen me if you could go back 20 years from now and have kept your same self. I don't care. You talking about I don't change. Well, God bless you. God bless you. Like, I don't know. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't, because that make me feel like that,
Yeah, that's how I ain't gonna say all, but some people are. They lose what take care of because they ain't hitting on nothing.
They hitting on nothing. You
like I said, don't wear yourself out.
You don't wear yourself out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got the shape you used to have.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't, you want, if you want to talk to me, go back and get the shape that you used to have and bring that back here. Didn't tell me. Well, and I'm not, look, I it is what it is, y'all. I like a little weight on them. I like a little thick in the right place. I like a little weight in the right place. But here you are. I remember when that you was who you were, and now
that's when they want to come around now.
Yeah.
Sure, because everything's flat stomach, 6-pack, body on point, everything. Never just smoked on, can't even see it no more. But you know what it look like no more.
But since you say this, and I
how it is though.
But for me as a male, this is how I view some people, and this is a real talk, because when I was 140, 150, 160 pounds, and I maintained between 150, 160 at that particular time before I got in that crazy relationship. And we thank God. So, but now that I'm a heavier guy, I make this joke. I say this all the time, that a lot of people want to talk to me because they're gonna say he's a big guy who always gonna be in the house. He's a big guy, and he always gonna have a ride because he don't want to walk, right? And he's a big guy. Not too many people gonna want him, so he ain't gonna be too quick to cheat.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's all the case, but
that's how they look at women though. They view women the same way. Like they view a heavy set female and they feel like, okay, well you lucky to have me or whatever it is. But you got some women and men that's desperate and they'll accept anything in certain way all because of how the physical look.
Yeah.
When it comes down to themselves, what I'm saying is, and sometimes we find ourselves, kind of lowering, we've done it.
I lower my.
I'll be the first one to say it was supposed that I talked to that. What hell I would have talked to back in the day, but I got to thinking, okay, well, shit, I done put on weight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get rude. That's just like
wait. Okay, I know y'all. This ain't got nothing to do with the subject, but Jonisha said that she had talked to this guy because of what I said to her. So this guy was like 6'5", 6'6". 500 some pounds, right? Like he was big, like he was real big. I'm talking about real big, right? And so,
okay.
So she told me, like, before I came over, she's like, look, so-and-so's at the house. I said, okay, bet. She's like, whatever. She was like, but I didn't have a conversation with you before you walk in the house. She said, because I don't want you to be surprised. I said, okay, bet. She said, he's really big. Tell her to tell the rest of it, because she like a little smaller, whatever. Which I understand, because I'm a big person. I prefer if I
get to rubbing.
She tickled me when she said he wanted to cuddle, and he told her to lay back. And she said she leaned. She said she still was sitting.
She had her own recliner, didn't she?
It was broken. It was a broken recliner. But she often says this, that the only reason why she gave him an opportunity, because I told her, which I did make the statement, because at this point is when I realized, because I start working out and I was in the process of losing weight and stuff like that. And I was like, look, I said, try not to judge him because of his weight,
Hmm.
because you know how we were judged,
Yeah.
and people didn't give us opportunities.
Hmm.
So try looking from a different, angle, right? So she did that, and to this day, she throw up in my face that I'm the reason why she ended up with a crazy man. Like he was crazy. Like I can walk in the room and you hear my voice. Who's that man? They get a whole little argument like
Oh
over.
wow.
It's just like, yo, that's my brother. I told you he stays here from time to time, which I was like, if I had to pull 16-hour
Yeah.
shifts at that particular
Yeah,
time.
you just
I
stay over
was,
there.
yeah, I would stay over there. So I have to go all the way back to Humboldt. That was closer to where she was
Yeah.
at. So it's like it was one of those moments because he was insecure, and then come and find out he was on probation. He wasn't supposed to be in Tennessee anyway.
Oh wow.
It was a whole mess of a thing. But lowering your standards, like that's a real,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh Jesus.
But it's a thing where you can go either or, because that's the negative side of things. But on the positive note, okay, weight is something that can be fixed.
Yeah, that was my take on it
Yes,
too.
that's how you was looking at it, because I mean you could be missing out on something good. They be showing like on Facebook, they have a picture like it may be different men. You may have a big heavy set one. You may have one that's got a nice physique. Okay, now the one that's heavy set will treat you right, be loyal to you, try to have some life with that one with this six pack. Maybe the one that, I'm saying, sex is off the chain, packing and everything, but ain't hitting on nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you choose?
Yeah,
Because we be so bent on physical.
we do.
And don't get me wrong now. I'm not saying settle. Whoever you settle down with, you need to be attracted to them.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry. I mean, I don't feel, and I feel like you can find a complete package. Well, on a physical tip, they can be attractive, but have something to bring to the table as well, and actually love you, because, like you brought about the ugly stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, that's been a problem now, because with some of these ugly folks, like I said, they get with somebody that look like something, because have their mindset. Well, don't they? Well, nobody got one, but they be the main ones, because look at you. They be the main ones who will sit there and dog you out.
Let me say this.
And stuff. They
It's
just like with attractive folks, it goes both ways.
it does.
It don't even matter.
Sometimes for me, I have discovered, and we're gonna get back on our real topic. I discovered that sometimes it's where you're looking at.
Mm,
So, like when I start venturing outside of my community,
yeah,
outside of West Tennessee,
yeah.
start meeting people in different states and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that they love heavy guys.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was a real thing.
You like you take the step up. You go to countries, don't you?
Well, start meeting people in Texas and
Africa,
California,
yeah.
California,
Notice place.
Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
Michigan,
Yeah.
Virginia, stuff like that, and Georgia. You start realizing that, hey, that's a lot of people who are, as long as you're uniquely presentable
Yeah.
and you're fresh, because skinny people can be stinking too.
Yes, they can. I don't smell some mustard.
Man,
I got with them, but I'm just saying.
I don't smell more than must. They walk by air.
Yeah, I know.
We like
that
we like, Lord Jesus.
that kickback.
Kickback, sit down, walk
smell
by.
it in the bathroom. You go in the women's bathroom and they kickbacks where they left their stuff behind. Oh my God.
I could talk about that. but it's saying that, but it kind of built my confidence. Like, you know what? I am gonna lose the weight, but I'm not gonna lose the weight so I can have your type of personality in my life, because I don't need it.
Yeah.
Because that means that you're fickle. As soon as it's a nicer thing or you feel that this is better come along, you're gonna leave with somebody. I don't care how my stomach is cut and how built I am.
Exactly.
Somebody else have a better physique than me, or they're taller than me. You're going to walking away.
Exactly.
So finding somebody that loved you really means a lot.
Yeah, because like I said, you live long enough, you're gonna go through some changes, just like we talked about with the physical. I mean, like I said, my face was fine, I was smiling just fine, Okay, but look what's going on with me currently. But I could be with somebody and they might have been attracted me out, they mind showing me off to their friends or family. But now that this is going on with me currently,
you embarrassing.
You may be embarrassed to be seen on me, or you may be embarrassed to take a picture with me. Like the other day, me and RJ, we were out when this happened, because I'm like, life goes on. My face gonna be like this for a little while. I don't know how long. Okay. So he had on his little outfit, had on some white pants. we had went out to eat, which I couldn't hardly eat that. I just got me some ice cream, because I didn't want to embarrass myself,
So was you licking at what you took in
No,
the spoon?
I'm having to feed on this side.
So was you
So
licking
long
the
as
ice
no, I
cream?
wasn't licking ice cream. I just up and had me a
Okay.
spoon, and this side, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Was you slob? I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I didn't slob. I
Okay.
tried to wipe my mouth or whatever because when I had some water, just didn't come out my mouth. But no, but he got upset. He was like, "Oh, he had white pants. You know, when you wear white gets dirty real easily."
Yeah.
He has a tendency to spill food and stuff on himself. You know what I'm saying? So I think he had got like his milkshake or something. So food he had stained his clothes, his pants, and he was embarrassed about it. Changed his whole demeanor. Didn't want to be seen out. Wanted to go home. Showed his tail. And I'm like, okay, I want you to look at the big picture right now. I'm out here in public with my face looking like this. There's people that's gonna look at me, not know what's going on with me, and they're gonna laugh. I mean, hell, if you sit here and laugh, I'm not laughing at myself. You know what I'm saying? But when I laugh, it's funny. We just gonna keep 100. But on a serious note, for some people, it can be embarrassing. Now I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you, oh, this makes me feel good for my face to be looking like this. Cause no, it does not. But I'm going through it. I gotta make the best of this situation while it lasts. Keep it moving. So I'm like, okay, I can't. This is something that's not going to happen overnight. My face is not going to change tomorrow. It may last a few weeks, which I rather for it to be a few weeks versus 6 months or versus forever. You see what I'm saying? Because last time I experienced this, I walked around here for 3 weeks with my face looking like this. Okay. So I'm like, you upset over something that you changed just like that. You embarrassed over something you changed just like that. Whereas this is something this longer lasting, I can't change just like that. Because I was walking around here with some shades on, because and I thought about, I was like, well, maybe I can put a mask on. But I was like, I don't have time for all of that. It is what it is. I don't care. Right. You see what I'm saying? But like I told him, you need to be mindful. And you crack at jokes and laugh. But I'm like, this could happen to you on down the line.
Yeah.
Then what? How are you going to handle it?
You was talking, made me think about the field that we work in.
Yeah.
And I worked at Therapy Learning Center for a quite amount of time. And one thing that flowed through there was not necessarily people that was always that way. I dealt with and I assisted people who were just like moving about like you and I. Situation happened, they had strokes. That it not only did it affect their mobility, but affect the way they think. It sent them into a different mental space, or they had car accidents or motorcycle accidents. All those type of things that now they are considered special need because of life situations. And like you're saying, you start looking at things differently as you mature. Like this is trivial, compared to something else. Like, so you upset about this, but this could be a permanent situation. This could be you. And that's the reason why I talk to younger people about life, and I'm having conversations about health and those type of things, because at a split second, it can change.
Yeah.
Your whole life is spent around into something different. Now you were the caretaker, now you already been the ones taken care of.
Right.
And that just put a whole different, spin on it.
It does.
And you're right. And I'm so glad you mentioned it to RJ, because that's a life lessons that he needs to learn. Like, don't worry about the small things, because it's things that is a whole lot worse than what you're experiencing right now. You embarrassed over a stain.
Yeah.
And there's a group of people, it may sound crazy, but that's a group of people who can't get clean clothes to put on.
Exactly.
So they have to walk around, with the same pants on for a whole week, because they only got 3 pants. So they have to make a choice.
Right.
Keep wearing this and whatever until a couple of days later. There are kids probably at his school right now that can't afford new uniforms, or have the ability to wash them on a regular. Like,
exactly.
I could talk about, I had a family member of mine, growing up, like, had to go to school with dirty clothes.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. This has definitely been a great conversation. As always, I love talking to you. I love talking to you. LOVE.
Therapeutic.
Always therapeutic.
Yeah.
Always. And we got to take care of ourselves.
Please.
And maybe we do a segment with us walking,
That was
exercising.
funny.
Yeah. No, I'm for real though.
Yeah.
You know, we have like maybe get Nick Graves. You know.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus.
Niggas gonna have my blood pressure up. He's gonna run it up.
Have Nick Graves be up. Yeah, because I ain't gonna tell a story. I was one morning because he do these morning things, and I was like watching and got up early morning. He had, he got people that he trained and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something to somebody. I said, Jesus, that man will hurt my feelings.
Look at probably walking because you know like a man got to cuss it down, nigga. I'm like, I love you, Nick, but you got me cussed up, Nick. Not today.
Look, when I first started working out, I'm gonna say this, and it's been over an hour now.
Yes,
but shout out to Damien. He was my trainer for over a year. But he had me doing the burpees and the caterpillar. Those two I hated.
I bet you did.
I did. To get up, get back down, get up, get back. I hate it because it was a core workout. And to me, that was the toughest workouts ever. Like I could do anything else, tire me out, but them burpees and them calories, I could not stand. And believe it or not, people they can't stand the plank. The plank didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I mean, what 1 minute? Let's go at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But them burpees and the calories, I hate it. I hated it. And one day I told him, I said, Mike, can you figure out something else that we can do that can strengthen my core because this is really pissing me off. And he like, because you said that, I'm gonna add this more to your workout.
Oh wow, your mouth got you in trouble.
It did. I know he probably remember that. But he was a good trainer. So we want to encourage you all through our experience, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what we're talking about. We just kind of had a general conversation about our life experience and our health and stuff like that. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a diabetic, make sure you go to a doctor, get checked regularly, because diabetes can affect every part of your body. I mean, literally every part of your body. People have lost limbs, had heart attacks, kidney failures. I'm just discovering now it can mess with your cognitive ability. So, having high blood sugar really can mess with you. Also work on your stress level, as Felicia was talking today about, how she got where she was at because, being stressed out. And we're gonna work on some
we got some
techniques
to decompress.
Just me too. Me too.
On the warning signs, if you do have high blood pressure, take your medication and stuff, because like say you get the hurting all over here tighten up, because I was dealing with all of that leading up to all of this as well, because like I said, you don't know if you have a stroke, you don't know if it's some Bell's palsy, you don't know what, you don't know if you're gonna have a heart attack.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you feel any symptoms, I don't care how minute that you may think they are, get to the doctor or the ER as soon as possible, because that could be life-saving. It's very important, Black men, to pay attention to what is going on. It's not gay, it's not punkish to seek for medical help and medical assistance. Be wise about it, especially if you are a father and a husband. You do not want to leave your kids in a bad position, or your wife. Even if you're not married, if you're just single, you want to leave your family in general in the position have to take care of you or watch or bury you, or them watching you die. So those things that we got to do better as Black men. So for thyself, take care of you. We'll see you again next week. We love you. Peace and out.